I'd call these photographers and they'd come from all over and shoot topless and naked photos of me. And they said, oh, you're gonna land great gigs. And I didn't, I believed it, so I let them do that for free.
Nadia Cohn was now entering the world of nude modeling, very different from the values she grew up with.
Every youth group or anything with God, I wanted to be there. I'd be praying in school, I'd do all that stuff that I would, read about, listen about. I was like, this is cool, I'm gonna stand for Christ, and never imagined I'd go the opposite way.
Nadia found herself beginning to resent her strict Christian upbringing when she wasn't allowed to join her friends in activities outside of church events.
I wanted to be popular, and I said, well, surely they have better lives than I do, because nobody ever saw our controlling life. They thought we lived in a very perfect family. I dealt with a lot of imperfection in my life, so having to be perfect, so I became really angry at that.
In high school, a youth leader told Nadia he believed she had improper motives for attending a church youth retreat and would not permit her to go.
So that was the start of my rebellion towards God, like, oh, they don't want me. And it was so hurtful that I started shutting down my emotions with God, and I just became angry. I was just like, I'm gonna do what I wanna do, and you can't stop me. So eventually I just went away from everybody that was good for me.
When she was 18, she left home to pursue a career in modeling, but the promise of high-paying photo shoots never materialized. Desperate for money and attention, Nadia found work at a strip club. It was everything she thought she wanted.
I felt like a celebrity. I remember walking down to the pole, and we had have like a girls' parade, and we have to go on different stages. I felt beautiful. I felt like I had power, I had authority, that I could manipulate guys into getting their money or getting something I want. And so I started to learn how to role play and trick people out of money, and I enjoyed it. It was like a party every night for me.
But after a while, she realized the life of a dancer wasn't as glamorous as she first thought.
I didn't realize the creepiness of the guys until much later on. The guys, that's all they wanted from me was, your body. They didn't care about you, and the false identity, taking drugs, taking alcohol, using men, sex, whatever it might be. It just really makes you broken and hard, and makes you almost anti-human. I just started feeling really lonely and down because I didn't really have any friends. Because if they found out you were a dancer, they would judge you. And I'd try to push people away from me. So I didn't want anybody getting close to me either.
Nadia says a darkness enveloped her life.
I always felt fearful. I couldn't even sleep in my own bed for a whole year. I was so scared that somebody would come in or follow me home. I started feeling this really black spirit over me. Every night I came home, and I would just remember crying and being really scared. I had to have lights on, I had the TV on, I had to have some noise. I was that scared. And I remember sitting there on the couch, drinking a whole bottle of champagne by myself. And I remember just feeling the loneliness, and I hit bottom. I didn't know what to do. I felt so dark because I had no one there, I had no family. I just how could I have nothing in my life? And I contemplated on ending my life. It was just, there's no one. It's you can't possibly live in such loneliness.
Nadia longed for the love and peace she had when she was younger, but she felt she had run too far from God.
I was too scared to talk to God or even pray to get me out of that despair. When I was younger, I had that love and I had that relationship with Jesus. So I missed it because for so long, I threw it away. I just walked away from God. Of all the things I didn't know, I'm like, there's no way God can take me back now.
A neighbor invited her to a women's Bible study and a summer church retreat. She went. At the retreat, Nadia felt the love of God, something she had not experienced for a long time.
After so many painful, experiences and just, loneliness, I'm just I finally understood what the prodigal son story meant. When I came back to God and just felt the love that he, poured out, he never left, I left. And so when I started feeling that love, I didn't feel any judgment upon my life. And I just gave him back my life and my heart and all the mess I've made, and stuff. God just erased all that and, you know, rebuilt my life and just broke my heart and made it His.
Nadia recommitted her life to Jesus and quit her job as a dancer. Today, she goes back to the nightclubs, but with gifts of love for the women who need to know there is a God who loves them.
I'm just touched every time that, you know, He would call me to go back and show love to these women. This is real. So I'm just like amazed at what He's done. Just so in awe that God would just use, you know, people like us, people like me.